This is another reading of Lord Mayhare. We'll back up a couple paragraphs onto page 3508, at the bottom of 3508, just to get the sense of what's coming. At this, Kutumba Sastri remarked, I feel it is the life we lead that is important. Appreciating his observation, Baba continued, very good. Live such a life which makes others love me. Show them that you love me. To ask people to give you money and then in return you propagate Baba, how does it sound? So I think that unless you have anything else to suggest, the four of you stop what you call Baba work and live the life of love. And by your living, let others come to me. Even if we reach a compromise, then again there will be dishonesty. Kata Subarao will say, I am not a fool. I can do Baba's work independently. Who are KDRM? The covert people will say, we are capable of spreading Baba's love. Why must we be dominated by KDRM? And so forth with others. Remember, in my 60 years of life in this physical form, it is the first time that I have attended such a meeting where I discussed the details. Not even in Hamirpur was such a meeting called, but because I felt something was seriously wrong, I convened it. There must be absolute honesty, or no Baba. I am Baba. I know so. Let KDRM be dissolved. Do you want to suggest anything? Am I unjust in dissolving KDRM? All four members of KDRM were asked, do you think I am unjust in dissolving KDRM? They each replied, no. Baba then decided, KDRM is dissolved. Centers be dissolved. Every true worker becomes a Baba center. And for God's sake, for Baba's sake, be aware of money. 1 pi or 1 cent taken from others under false pretenses makes one die 1,000,000 deaths. Baba further stated, I know definitely I love Andhra, and the people of Andhra have expressed their love in a way as to touch my heart. Every one of you who is here tonight loves me, so I feel very happy. The unique love expressed by all of Andhra during all the small and big darshan programs has touched me very deeply. Now, once again, I will confess before God, whoever he be, our weaknesses on behalf of you all, as the Iluru people were not here when I confessed the first time tonight. After the confession, if you really love me, even a little, I want your hearts toward one another to be clean. Forget your past differences. Clean your hearts and live for Baba if you love Baba. One worker asked as to how Baba's messages would reach them after the centers were dissolved. Baba replied, you are all workers of Baba. Those who have money and can afford it can go from place to place, telling people about my message of love. Those who have little money can go around their own town and by living a life of love, convert others to love for God. Those who have no money, a large family, and no time should convert their own homes to Baba's love. So from now on, no centers, no office, no accounts. Money should not be asked from people, and Baba's love will be there. Is this not right? A worker queried, Can we correspond with you directly after the centers are closed? I am stopping all correspondence, Baba stated. The worker complained. For others' faults, we have to suffer. It is no one's fault, Baba assured him. It may be your fault. Who knows? Is there anyone without weaknesses, defects, and faults? One of the workers said, Only one, Baba. You are the one. You are that one. Baba means God. To this, Baba replied, God means all knowing, all present. So I am in everyone and know everything. And it is my fault. Whose else's could it be? I know everything. I am everything. So there is no fault. If I am God, as you say, then it is no one's fault. If I am not God, there is no one in the whole universe except myself who is at fault. Kata Subarao. I am now fed up with this alphabet board and the silence. I must break my silence before I drop the body. And when I break my silence, you all who have come into my contact will have some glimpse of me. Some small, some big, some little, some a little bit more. When the main switch of an electric powerhouse is turned on, wherever there is a connection with the bulbs, there the light is on. If the bulb is small, you get a low candle power. If it is high, good light. And if the bulb is fused, no light. That is why I said that I have performed no miracle. But when I break my silence, the first and the last of the greatest of all miracles will be performed. Love me wholeheartedly. That is the only thing. Love me, love me, love, and you will find me. Kala Venkata Rao, who was sitting near Baba during the course of the meeting, translated into Telugu every word that Baba stated in English through his alphabet board. Then for the second time at 1:50 a.m., the prayer of repentance was recited. Thereafter, Baba's discourse, Existence is Substance and Life is Shadow, was read. At its conclusion, Baba stated, From you in Andhra, I want nothing, no surrender, no obedience, no mind, no body, no possessions. I only want love. The meeting terminated at 2:30 a.m. It was at this time that Baba instructed Mauna Swami to stay at Kovur for 40 days. Again, calling the entire group together on the morning of Tuesday, 2 March 1954, Baba stated, Summing up last night's proceedings, I want to make some points very clear. I have dissolved KDRM, and as I said last night, officially I will not be concerned with any of the Andhra Meher centers. Even for books and all other literature on Baba, I will not be responsible or have any concern. What I want is that those who really love me and want to work for me should each become a Baba Center. How those who can afford and those who cannot afford can work for me was explained by me last night. In the villages and in your own homes, that is your own concern and not mine. As I said last night, now I will have to work out alone my own program of silence and breaking the silence. So I will not be bothered with any correspondence. Now, this dissolution of KDRM and Andhra Meher centers might mean complications for those directly concerned. complications regarding office, publications, etc. Therefore, I have ordered Adi Sr. to help you clear up the difficulties. You can all, if you like, correspond with Adi, Erich, Pendu, and with any one of the Mandali. But I order the Mandali now that not one word of the letters that you may write should be brought to my ears. If the Mandali advise you when asked by you, do not take the advice as from me. They will definitely advise you for the best because they have been a long time with me. Still, do not take their advice as from me. If you find difficulty in clearing out and closing matters dealing with publications, books, etc., ask Adi's advice and help. I have ordered him to help you all, but I will have no concern with what he advises you. Certain complications about publications or Meher publications, Andhra, which was personally entrusted to Mallikarjuna Rao, are bound to arise on my dissolving Meher publications. There will be difficulty to get over this problem unless helped by Adi. Therefore, Adi should help Malik in such a way that he is not put in an awkward position, but let everything be done and executed honestly. I will have no concern whatsoever, either with the office or publications, whether it goes on or is stopped. It is the lookout of you for KDRM. Even if KDRM of their own want to continue, I have nothing to do with it. You can add, subtract, or be zero. I will have no concern. I am the servant and the master simultaneously. Ask Adi or any one of the Mandali to advise you and help you in your difficulties because they know my ways. You can trust them not to mislead you purposely, but after asking them for advice and help, you should also think over it yourselves. For after all, the Mandali are not Baba. Marvin, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Let me now see how you love Baba and how you work for Baba. I am everywhere, and I am in you also to watch you. Now, ask me something if you like. Ask me about solving your difficulties. J. Venkateswara Rao asked, what about our failings regarding spirituality? In reply, Baba said, I tell you that no one has failed. You love me wholeheartedly. When love is not at its height, it always creates a mess. There is no question of failing. I am very happy with you all. As I said last night, this is the first time I am holding such a meeting for the divine cause in 60 years of my life. If you only had even a tiny glimpse of my divinity, all doubts would have vanished and love, real love, been established. Illusion has such a tight grip that we forget reality. After 100 years, this physical form you will not have, and yet today you don't feel this truth. If yesterday's accident to KDRM would have taken them away from this world, killing them, this muddle, which is in their minds now, at this moment, would not be there. So KDRM, think that you are all dead, and from now on only live for me. Venkateswara Rao said, we are prodigal children and not up to the mark. Give us help through Adi. That is my prayer. Let us be very honest, absolutely honest. Adi has been with me like the few tested Mandali for a long period, and he has been doing office work for 20 years, 100%. And even then, as I have said, None of my mandali is Baba. Everyone has weaknesses and defects. Advice you can have from Adi, but not as from Baba through Adi. Anna Purnia, the editor of a magazine called Belugu, asked, "Will the Andhra lovers be informed of the time and place of Baba's breaking his silence?" My dear Velugu, if this is what is meant by breaking silence, it would be better I don't break it. All will know. Just as I told you last night about the powerhouse being switched on and all connected with it, then being lighted, so it will not only be here, but throughout the world. Bulbs not working or fused will not give out light. That is why I have been telling you all to love me more and more. All this talk of literature, books, is for preparing the ground, but the time for the powerhouse to be switched on is so near that the only thing that will count now is love. Continuing, Baba stated, "Again, I say, if you want to make Andhra people love me and make them feel I love them, then it is in your own individual hands to do so. This does not mean that you must necessarily work individually. I never said that. I say each one of you be Baba's center or work in groups as Baba's centers. This does not mean that you should not work on your own. I have now shown you how to work, but bear in mind it is now all your own responsibility. You can establish 100 centers for Baba, and I will have no concern with any of them. You yourselves will be concerned with them. It is all your concern, not mine. But do bear in mind this much, that those who really want to work for me should live the life of Baba's love. That is, show people how you love Baba, and then you will have Baba lovers all around you. I want moneyless love. Only remember that. Although I do not perform miracles, I will give anything to whoever asks for it from the bottom of his heart. If I am Baba, I can do anything. You ask wholeheartedly, and you will get it from me. But this I tell you too, that the one who asks for my love will be the chosen one. Time is very near when I will break my silence, and then within a short period, all will happen. My humiliation, my glorification, my manifestation, and my dropping the body. All this will happen soon and in a short period. So, from this moment, love me more and more. But don't create false propaganda. What your heart says and your conscience says about me, pour out without hesitation. But be unmindful of whether you are ridiculed or accepted in pouring out your heart from me to others. If you take Baba as God, say so. Don't hesitate. If you think Baba is the devil, cry it out. Don't be afraid. I am everything that you take me to be, and I am also beyond everything. Then, why hesitate to speak out or be afraid to express what you feel and what you think of me? Speak it out frankly. I am both, but do not overrule your conscience and do not exaggerate merely for propaganda. If your conscience says that Baba is the avatar, say it, even if you are killed for it. But if you feel that I am not that, then say that you feel Baba is not the avatar. Do not fear, but be prepared to say out what you feel. On my own account, I say again and again that I am the Ancient One, the highest of the high. Thus the meeting in Rajamundry of the Andhra workers ended, and his lovers were guided in the right direction of how to do work in Meher Baba's name. In this age, there are many ways for lovers of God to worship Him through meditation, performing japa, tapa, penances, and fasts. But Baba's path entails meditation in action, not austerities, to talk to people about Him while living a life of truth, honesty, and renunciation not only betters us, but takes others into His love orbit. To be united with God, age has been guided towards a most natural and easy path, which is possible for one and all to tread. This is true Baba work, where our ego has no place and is to be burned in Baba's fire of love. This type of Baba work is the yoga of all yogas, and real Baba workers are yogis in the truest sense of the word. While making their egos lie dormant, they keep themselves always awake to a sense of truth, honesty, and love. Such workers are the greatest of yogis and real ascetics. To do Baba work means to annihilate our ego and see Baba in every act, promise, and word. Thus, the regimen of life is completely in His hands, and those workers who hold His hand in theirs can follow Him. There is a hidden meaning in following Baba hand in hand. It is not to be led as our mind dictates, but to live according to Baba's wish in our thoughts, words, and deeds by making truth, honesty, and love our own. The doer, the deed, the word, everything is Baba. The real worker is he who keeps Baba present in his every thought, word, and deed, and keeps himself absent. After the termination of the meeting at 9 a.m. on the 2nd, Baba played for a while with the pupils of the Gurukul, throwing apples to them, which they deftly caught. Baba then set out to visit the homes of his lovers, going first to Dhammarayos. His entire family was steeped in Baba's love. They performed his arti, and Baba distributed jackfruit as prasad. Dharmarayo had driven Baba's car throughout the Andhra journey, and Baba advised him to take rest after he had gone. T.A. Pillai and his daughters, Mira and Veena, came to Dharmarayo's home, and Baba met them lovingly. Veena was still like a Mastani, and Baba shed more of his grace on her. Footnote. Go ahead, Gene.
An example of Baba's grace was an incident that occurred a year later in June 1955. Pillai continued to keep a loving watch over his daughter, even at night, as Veena would sometimes wander from house to house. One night, he woke from deep sleep to find the room unnaturally bright. Looking towards Veena's bed, he found it empty. Then he saw in a corner of the room Baba standing before the kneeling figure of his daughter. When he recovered from his dazed stupor, Pillai too went forward to have Baba's darshan and stood awaiting his turn. Veena must have felt someone was behind her, for she raised her head from Baba's feet and turned to look round. At that point, the vision disappeared. End of note.
Baba visited B. Jyoti Prakash's residence and also Pillai's before returning to the Gurukul. Bulia had arranged for food for Baba and the Mandali there and had seen to their accommodations. Baba appreciated his love. Some people came to the Gurukul to see Baba, and the sweet rhythm of Namo Meher Baba Avatar Namo Dev Deva continued non-stop. Baba left Rajamundry for Kakinada at 1 p.m. on the 2nd of March, 1954. On his way, he gave darshan in the village of Tapeswaram in the Satchitananda Theosophical Lodge, where a program had been arranged. There, at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, the Master's prayer was read and this message given. I am the one so many seek and so few find. No amount of intellect can fathom me. No amount of austerity can attain me. Only when one loves me and loses oneself in me am I found. This love must be so honest that not only others should not know it, but you yourself should not be aware of it. One of the divine aspects is infinite goodness, and so do good, but without expecting any appreciation for the same from any quarters. Baba gives his blessings to all. Baba's arti was sung and he distributed prasad. While receiving prasad, a man asked for Baba's blessing. Baba stated, "My blessing is here in the prasad. If people take it with love, it will go down deep down in their hearts. If not, messages are idle talk." Leaving there, Baba stopped at 2:45 p.m. in the town of Alamuru, where darshan was held in the newly built Shanti movie theater. Almost 1,000 people were present and received his prasad. They heard this message from Baba titled The Atma's Love of Play.
I've resumed the recording.
Each and every seemingly individual soul, Atma, is destined to realize its one indivisible self. As soon as the Atma begins to unfold to the first faint consciousness of its infinite and eternal state, it is confronted by its own shadow. The Atma gets immediately lost in the consciousness of this shadow, and from then on becomes involved in the interminable play of illusion. This hankering after play and display, show and tamasha, persists in one form or another throughout the soul's journey to truth. In a child, it derives pleasure in playing with toys. As a man, it demonstrates its fondness for play through the enjoyment of sport, drama, and adventure. This addiction persists even when man has embarked on the spiritual path, when he still indulges in his love for play and display by exhibiting his supernatural powers in the form of ostentatious miracles. Unless and until man stops seeking escape from his ultimate destination by losing himself in the childish play of illusory pleasures, he cannot grasp spirituality seriously. It is time to stop playing with the scintillating toys of illusion and yearn for the attainment of the one and only reality. After his message was read, Baba distributed prasad to the multitude. Then he proceeded to the town of Mandapet, where another multitude had collected. The function was held in the Panchayat library. Mr. K. Venkateshwarlu gave a short introductory speech about Baba, and then Baba said, "Whether rich or poor, big or low, literate or illiterate. All of you will have me if you love me as I ought to be loved, and will find me as your own self. Baba proceeded to the town of Ramachandrapuram, where Bhikena Venkataratnam had planned the darshan. Kutum Shastri delivered a lecture, after which at 4:45 p.m. Baba dictated. What Kutum has been saying is the outpouring of his heart. But I would like to stress this point again and again, that all these ceremonies to receive me and all my messages mean nothing if not practiced. God is not to be preached, but to be loved. And only those who live the life of love can know me as the Ancient One. Baba distributed the prasad and expressed his happiness with Venkata Ratnam and his family. Now there's a photograph of Baba drinking something from a cup. And there is somebody in the back who's holding the umbrella. Baba shut his eyes. He's enjoying what he's reading, what he's sipping. Sweet he looks. So the photograph says Andhra, March 1954, Kumar holding umbrella. Baba proceeded towards Kekinada, the last stop of his journey, reaching there at 6 in the evening. Baba was accommodated in Y.V. Narasimha Rao's bungalow, in brackets, Dharma Rao's brother-in-law, at Sarpavaram. A large canopy had been raised opposite their bungalow, and the best of arrangements provided. Narasimha Rao and his family were devoted to Baba and performed aarti, and a few local persons were introduced. The Mandali and the rest of the group were accommodated at Muttu Manikyam's residence nearby. The next morning, Wednesday, 3rd March 1954, at 7 a.m., several people came to see Baba from Kakinada and elsewhere, since this was the last day of darshan of the Andhra tour. From Anakapalli came M. Narasimha Rao, who had met Baba before. Baba asked him, "Are you awake only now? Why didn't you attend the other programs?" Narasimha Rao expressed his inability to attend due to illness, and Baba handed him prasad twice. Baba then visited 17 homes in Kakinada. His aarti was sung in each one and prasad distributed. Sathi Raju and V.V. Narayan Rao had a pair of silver sandals made. Baba touched them, and they were touched to his feet also. The chappals were to be kept in their homes for worship. M. Tirumala Rao, 53, presented a khadi shawl to Baba. Footnote.
Mosalikanti Tirumala Rao was a freedom fighter from Kakinada who was imprisoned several times during the Indian independence struggle. He was elected member of parliament 3 times from Kakinada. He later served as the deputy minister for food under Prime Minister Nehru and was also appointed the lieutenant governor of Vindhya Pradesh. End of note.
U. Hanumant Rao's wife was ill, and taking her by the hand, Baba inspected every room in her house and gave her prasad. A teenage boy named P. Narayan Swami had been with the group during the entire Andhra tour, constantly taking Baba's photographs. At the home of Dr. L. Subbarao, Baba teased him, Out of the thousands of pictures you have taken, has even one come out all right? Narayan's father was to have been Baba's host at Navapalem, but there was no time to go there. At the home of H. Sambamurthy, the collector of the district, Baba was approached by his son with a book for Baba to autograph. Baba remarked to the boy, "From the day I kept silence, I have stopped writing." He did, though, draw a sketch of a duck in the boy's notebook. At the collector's residence, lawyers, doctors, and other influential members of society were present. Baba gave them this message at 10 o'clock that morning. It has been possible through love for man to become God. And when God becomes man, it is due to his love for his beings. If people were to ask me, "Have you seen God?" I would reply, "What else is there to see?" If they were to ask me, "Are you God?" I would reply, "What else could I be?" If they would ask me, "Are you the avatar?" I would say, "Why else have I taken this human form?" So the only message I could give and have been so the only message I could give and have ever been giving is love God, and you will find that your own self is nothing but God. Baba then returned to Y.V. Narasimha Rao's bungalow. While returning, a garland fell down. Helen picked it up, intending to give it to Pankharaj, because Baba had given Pankharaj the duty of collecting all garlands given to him. Pankharaj, sorry, I'll just repeat this. Helen picked it up, intending to give it to Pankharaj, because Baba had given Pankharaj the duty of collecting all garlands given him. But Baba sent for the garland, touched it, and with his own hands gave it to Pankharaj. Similarly, during the darshan programs, when people would bring Baba photographs for him to touch, if any one of them accidentally fell down in the midst of the thick crowd, Baba would have it picked up, touch it to his forehead, and then return it to its owner. This was a lesson for all to observe, that beloved Baba's photographs are to be cherished and treated with the greatest reverence, love, and faith as a representation of him worthy of being worshipped. I repeat this. This was a lesson for all to observe, that beloved Baba's photographs are to be cherished and treated with the greatest reverence, love, and faith as a representation of him worthy of being worshipped. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Baba was taken to the Kakinada Cosmopolitan Club, where he said, "If people keep silent and allow me, I intend giving a special message at the Mass Darshan today, this being my last day of the Andhra program. In addition to the already dictated messages, I will give a fresh dictation on the spot. Those of this gathering who would like to hear it may come there." Baba then left for the Mass Darshan scheduled at the Maladi Satyalingam Naikar Charities High School at Jagannaikpur. Bonala Venkateswarlu and two others had made all the arrangements. The Vijayawada messages were read out, and also this message titled "The Word of Words." When I say that my manifestation is connected with the breaking of my silence, people should not expect an outpouring of verbosity. I will utter the word of words that will irresistibly impart to those who are ready. I'll repeat this. I will utter the word of words that will irresistibly impart to those who are ready the I am God state, Anal Haq, or Aham Brahmasmi. When you try to speak with your mouth completely closed, a particular sound resembling Om is without exception uttered in a certain unfailing uniformity. This is the seventh shadow of the word of truth. My mission is to utter this word of truth, which will pierce the mind of the world and go to its very heart. It will convey the simple truth in its utter and indefinable simplicity. It will mark the moment of fulfillment of the divine life. It will throw open new gates to eternity. It will give new hope to a despairing humanity, but for the fulfillment of the divinely ordained plan. It is necessary that humanity should throw away all its accumulated impediments and surrender unconditionally to the abiding love for God, the unfailing and supremely universal beloved. God has to be accepted in all simplicity and not by laboriously proved intellectual conclusions. Wine is prepared by the crushing and further crushing of grapes, whereby it acquires the capacity for intoxication, which usually takes away one's command for understanding. Close and repeated feeling of love for God also brings intoxication, but this takes you towards true understanding. This understanding is not gained through reason or intellect. As long as you remain separated from God and try to understand Him, He cannot be understood. There is no separation between you and God. Lover and beloved are one. You yourself are the way. You are God. The word that I will speak will go through the world as from God, not as from a philosopher. It will go straight to its heart. With the dawn of the realization of the unity of all life, hatred and dissension will come to an end. There will be unfaltering love and unfailing understanding, and men shall be united in an inviolable brotherhood based on the realized oneness of God. After this message was read, Baba at 4 o'clock dictated, as he had promised an hour before, this extemporaneous special message about worship or obeisance. In the beyond state of God, sex does not exist. There only one indivisible existence prevails. It is in the realm of illusory phenomena called the universe that sex asserts itself. Babajan, the master who, in less than an instant, made me experience my ancient, infinite state, had the Muslim form of a woman. Upasni Maharaj, who brought me down to normal consciousness, had a Hindu male form. Babajan was a young and beautiful girl from a high, noble, and rich family when she renounced the world just before she was going to be married. When at Pune, with one kiss on my forehead, she made me know that I am the Ancient One. She was about 100 years old, sitting underneath a tree like a true fakir.
Doomed.
Each of you, man or woman, of any caste or creed, has an equal right to attain divinity, and external renunciation is not at all necessary. Everyone, man or woman, while attending to all duties in the everyday walk of life, can attain to divine fatherhood and universal brotherhood through honest love for God. I can say with divine authority that I experience eternally and consciously and continually being one with you all and one in you all. Any worship or obedience done to any deity, animate or inanimate, to any saint, guru, yogi, or advanced souls, eventually comes to me. By offering pure, unadulterated love to anyone and anything, you will be loving me. And let me assure you, on divine authority, that we are all one. Being rich or poor, literate or illiterate, of high caste or low caste, does not matter in loving God, our supreme beloved. I give you all my blessings for the understanding that loving God in any form, in any way, will make you eternally free. Baba added, reality pulls you toward itself, and illusion pulls you toward itself. If you let go the pull of reality, you get drowned in the ocean of illusion. If you lean toward both, you get crushed. So let go the pull of illusion through love and become one with reality. Before distributing his prasad of plantains, Baba stated to the crowd, I will now give prasad. Do not bow down to me or garland me. What I give with love, accept with love. And the sooner you come, the better chance you give to others, because I will only sit here until 6 this evening. Nearly 6,000 were already present, and people continued to push forward in line. But Baba stopped the distribution of plantains at 6 o'clock and left for his residence. Before leaving, he touched the remaining prasad, which the workers distributed among the crowd after he departed. And a picture of a very beautifully garlanded Baba. On Thursday morning, 4 July 1954.
That's for March.
Oh, oh, thanks. On Thursday morning, 4 March 1954, Baba met Nana Kher, Pankaraj, Gajanan, Popali, Helan, Keshav, Nigam, Pukar, Siripat, Shahai, Kumar, Gaya, Prasad, Bhavani, Prasad, Dahar, Ganju, and others who were to leave that day for their respective homes. Baba embraced each one, and Gajan expressed what perhaps all were thinking. Baba, I want to stay with you. What are you doing now? Baba asked. I am unemployed at the moment. I too am unemployed, Baba joked. So you'd better go away for now. I will see about it later. Meanwhile, the residents of the Balyogi ashram in Mumbai had sent Baba a telegraph containing their blessings. Baba showed it to the Mandali, Andhra workers, and lovers and sent this reply. My love and blessings to all real Bali yogis in the world who are God's beloved children. And only genuinely highly advanced yogis can know my real state. Continuing in this vein, Baba stated, now, on this point, I want to give a very important discourse because the point is never understood as it ought to be. I am the slave of the real yogis, real saints, but never was this proverb more appropriate than in the spiritual path that all that glitters is not gold. Now, I will explain about tantric and other types of yogas. When developed and practiced wholeheartedly, they result in occult powers and trances. Yoga Samadhi is totally different from Nirvikalpa Samadhi, which the Sufis call the second state of Fana. Yoga Samadhi, the Sufis call Hal. This Samadhi can be broken as many times as possible, or can even stay for years together. These yogis need not eat food, drink water, or sleep. They are in a state of trance. But when they come down from the halal, they lose the samadhi consciousness and regain ordinary, normal consciousness. Only then do they need food, drink, and sleep, in spite of remaining without food and water for years. Their samadhi is like intoxication, and as soon as they lose it, come down, they want to eat and drink like ordinary people. There are about 3 yogis who, for the last 600 years, have not come down from their yoga samadhi to normal consciousness. And yet they do not know me. Their eyelashes and eyebrows have grown very, very long, and they have become quite thin. Nirvikalpa Samadhi, Fana, is quite different from yoga Samadhi, Hal. It is Fana. It is deification, becoming God. Now, before explaining deification, I want to give you one last example of all that glitters not being gold. At Meherabad, I had a mad, not must, ashram, and the maddest of all there was one called Fakir Bua. When young, he was beaten on his head, which caused a deep scar, and he had become mad on account of that brain injury. When I closed down the mad ashram at Meherabad and sent back all the mad to their respective places, Fakir Bua was sent to Pune. And new reader, please.
Hey, thank you very much.
You,